Morning. Welcome to 100 Years of Black History, Week 2.
That means we are in the 60s. And what happened in the 60s?
Civil rights leaders.
All right. Well, who are we going to be covering?
MLK?
Well, we always cover MLK. Let's expand these people's horizons.
Malcom X.
Yeah, that's a good start. Have you ever heard of the OG Rosa Parks, Claudette Colvin?
Yep. We should cover her. We should cover other people like the right-hand man to MLK.
Oh, you mean Mr. March on Washington?
Exactly. Bayard Rustin himself.
Well, okay. Well, I'm down for that. But let's start with the OG, MLK.
Let's get
Born January 15th, 1929, MLK was the son and grandson of ministers. He himself would actually go to the famously black Morehouse College, where he would get a degree in theology, which is the study of religion. Of course, MLK is best known for his voting rights work, but he's also really well known for his nonviolent movements, which was in stark contrast to how some people viewed Malcom X.
Malcom X was often referred to as MLK's fiery counterpart. His father, Reverend Earl Little, was a huge follower of Marcus Garvey and believed in the Pan-African movement. He was often the target of the Ku Klux Klan attacks and is suspected to have been killed by them. Malcom X opposed integration and supported black separatism until 1964 after his journey to the Mecca. Then his views started to align more so with that of Martin Luther King.
So a lot of you guys know MLK and the work he did in the Montgomery bus boycotts, and that's where we meet Rosa Parks, the civil rights icon. But let me introduce you to my girl, CC. Claudette Colvin, at only 15 years old, refused to give up her bus seat to a white patron who wanted it. She believed it was her constitutional right, since she paid her fare, that she deserved that seat, regardless of her skin color. So, if we had this symbol 9 months before Rosa Parks, why didn't we go with her? Well, according to Colvin, it was because, one, Rosa Parks was an adult. They didn't think a teenager would be reliable enough to help lead the movement. They also liked the way Rosa Parks looked. She had the right hair, the right look. Another thing that is a little hypocritical is the fact that they liked Rosa Parks because of her skin color. It was more affiliated with the middle class. Now, it's ironic that in this movement, where we're talking about respect us regardless of the color of our skin, we're saying Cece was too black. But it wasn't just her skin color. It was also the fact that she, at the time, was pregnant. After the incident, she would go on to say that she felt shunned by her community. So it's important to remember these lesser-known civil rights heroes.
Bayard Rustin was a close advisor of MLK and shared the same anti-segregation, rights for all, and pacifist agitation sentiments for creating change. Due to his sexual orientation and being an openly gay man, he took a less public view for his own safety, and often was not given the credit that he deserved for all the work that he had done. One of the big things that Bayard was accredited doing, but didn't receive the credit at the time for, was the March on Washington. He was referred to as Mr. March on Washington, but because he was openly gay, he was not given the credit he deserved. In 1953, he was arrested in California for having sex with another man. He was charged as a sex offender, and only, 2 years ago now, in 2020, was pardoned by California Governor Gavin Newsom. In 1964, he directed a one-day boycott of the New York City public schools in protest to the racial imbalances in their schooling system. Part of his legacy, he was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom by Obama in 2013, recognizing his efforts in both LGBTQ rights and black rights in the civil rights movement.
See, there's a lot more in the civil rights movement than just MLK. We covered a lot of the lesser known people today, and I hope you guys can take something from that.
Yeah, I feel like we learned a lot. But can you tell me something I don't know about MLK?
You know he won a Grammy?
I did know that.
Well, that connects us to next week when we talk about music and black culture, the 90s revolution for hip hop.
Nas, Biggie, Tupac.
Hey.
Nice.
All right. See you next week.